Gotcha.
Hey, how's it going everybody? It's TheGameconomist. I've been playing Monster Hunter World for about 360 hours since it came out about 1 month ago, and I know a lot about the drop rate of gems and rubies and rare materials, and I'm here to explain to you what you really ought to do to, I want to say, optimize how fast you obtain these, because the real bottleneck in the game to building the things that you want our materials is not money. I have some strategies for getting money fast too. I can make a separate video for that if you guys really want me to, but this is going to be all about the materials. Alright, so let's start out by noting that the Argosy does give you gems on a very rare occasion, and I've never gotten a good gem from the Argosy, so I wouldn't even worry about them. And then you can trade a First Wyvern print with the Elder Melder in order to get an actually valuable gem. I'm holding on to mine because they appear to be extremely rare, so I don't really rely on them to get the gems that I want. I just hold on to mine. Now that we're done talking about that, I want to move on to talking about armor sets. There's two armor sets you need to know about, the Legiana armor set and the Kirin armor set. They both offer a skill called Favor. So the Legiana Favor, it doesn't really require whether you kill or capture the monster. It just says that it increases your rewards. So I have 2 pieces of that armor set, and then I also wear 3 pieces of the Kirin armor set. That one does require you to capture, which means that it's not going to work on the Elder Dragons, so if you're farming the Elder Dragons, just use the Legiana Favor. When I wear these 2 armor sets together to get Legiana Favor and Kirin Favor, it's not too surprising to every now and then get more than 1 gem out of a single investigation. I think the most I've gotten is 4 in 1 investigation, which is quite a lot. Speaking of which, let's move on to investigations. The first thing you should know is that you should not be doing tempered investigations. The tempered investigations, you do those because you're trying to unlock decorations and streamstones. What you really want to do is do the regular investigations where you get bronze, silver, and gold rewards, and this is actually where I get most of my gems, is from those investigations. Like, here's the deal. You can have a plunder blade from your palico, get the gems on a very, very rare chance, and then you could potentially carve a gem. I've done this before, like once, I think, out of 368 hours. I think I've done it once. Okay, so I wouldn't really worry too much about carving a gem out. It's just not going to happen for you. I'm sure it happens for some people, but it's extremely rare and not consistent, right? The other thing we can mention is that usually from your hunter's notes, you can actually look up the parts of the monster that you can break in order to cause a gem to, I'm not going to say drop, but to increase your chances of receiving that gem. Now, since I always play on a group of 4 people, almost always the monster gets a body part cut or a body part broken that needs to be broken for the gem. So I don't even worry about this when I'm, farming for my gems. I worry a lot more about just optimizing my build so that when I get into the investigation, I can finish it quickly and move on to my next investigation. And so that's really all it is in a nutshell. Don't worry about soloing. If you do solo, bring the palico for the plunder blade. But what I recommend, of course, is getting on a competent team of 4 people and run through those monsters, going through investigations where you prioritize highly rewarding investigations first. You have to be careful because some of the investigations only allow 2 people to play. I don't like those. Some of the investigations are like faint once while fighting, a very tough Elder Dragon. And while if you can rely on your teammates, that's perfectly fine. But sometimes I avoid those if they're going to be randoms because somebody's going to die. Unless I'm the one posting it. If I post it, ask the people join in. I boot anyone who's like rank 14. I know, crucify me for wanting a decent team. Anyways, yeah, so some of the best rewards come from the more challenging investigations, and you have to decide your likelihood of actually finishing that investigation rather than failing it and wasting a whole bunch of time. While we're talking about investigations, there is one more thing I do when I'm picking them out. I almost always avoid the investigations where you fight more than 1 monster. I find that since all of the gems and rubies and rare materials come at the end from the reward screen, it's not really worth your time to kill 2 monsters. I just kill the 1 and get to that reward screen where I get those 3 extra rewards right in that little gold box. That's where the ruby pops up. That's where the gem pops up. It's the little gold box. So all those tips together, I just want you to remember that. Focus on being able to really analyze which investigations are worth your time. Get the Legiana Favor and the Kirin Favor armor sets together. Of course, you're only going to use the Legiana Favor set if you're fighting an Elder Dragon. And then kill those monsters efficiently with a good team. It does come down to putting in the time. There's no quick fix for this. You do have to kill the monsters very quickly. There's a lot of clickbait titles in YouTube, insane gem, that kind of stuff, right? Very clickbaity titles. There's no way around this. You just gotta have to play the game, and you gotta go fast, right? Think about how to optimize your build a lot. That alone helps, right? Alright, well that's everything I have to say about farming gems and rubies. If you guys found this useful, let me know. I could make other guides for stuff like money. I actually have some tips on that I haven't seen on YouTube yet, so maybe I will, I don't know. But as for now, I'll probably jump back to doing horn reviews because I'm enjoying the hunting horns.
Really? Oh my gosh, you guys! I just want to thank y'all so much!